In 1984, two summer interns by the names of Bill Perry and Jeff King wrote a song about Enchanted Hills Camp for the Blind up in Napa, California. And their song became an instant hit among campers and counselors at the time. My name is Dreschke, and I worked at Enchanted Hills Camp in 1984 and 85 as an international counselor. And I just recently found out that the song I'm talking about had resurfaced when a counselor friend of ours cleaned out her attic and came across an old camp newspaper that included the lyrics. So thank you, Eileen, for cleaning out your attic. And I also still remembered the melody fairly well, so I decided to bring the song back to life. In fact, I added a fourth verse to give it a bit of a current flair. So what you're about to hear now is the ukulele version of what was originally a piano song called I Love EHC. Let me tell you about a land north of Napa, off Mount Veeder Road. It's a place where people can be free at a camp called EHC, and take a look at all the good times that we shared with OJ and the gang. Let me tell you, it's the land of warm fuzzies. I love EHC. We got the counselors and the interns and the kitchen crew. They all work together to make each day bright for people like me and you. And the campers like to hang out at the Kiva and talk on the radio. Let me tell you, it's the land of warm fuzzies. I love EHC. We got swimming and boating, music and drama, recreation too. We've got the horses to ride, and a big water slide, and a hill called Cardiac just for you. Now it's the land filled with laughter, and lots of fun and games. We all will remember the campfire songs and the cabin cleanups too. And we'll remember all the good times that we shared with OJ and the gang. Let me tell you, it's the land of warm fuzzies. I love EHC. At the Hogan we make lots of wonderful crafts and artworks made of clay. We take an afternoon hike and tell a few jokes, but we always watch out for the poison oak. Now so many decades later, the camp is still around, where young and old are happy to hear the many familiar sounds. Despite pandemic, floods and fires, Enchanted Hills is still standing strong. There's not a place I'd rather be. I love EHC. Everybody, I love EHC. One more time now. I love EHC. EHC! Now, if I may, I'd like to acknowledge a few extraordinary people. First and foremost, Rose Resnick, who founded Enchanted Hills Camp in 1950 and who really was the heart and soul of the camp until she passed on in 2007, but her spirit is still very much alive. I'd also like to dedicate this song rendition to the memory of OJ May. OJ served as camp director from 1975 to 85, and she's made such a big difference in so many lives by bringing together campers and counselors, and by really being a phenomenal leader and mentor to all of us. A big thank you also goes to Tony Fletcher, the current camp director, And Tony continues to welcome us, the alumni, back with open arms into the camp community whenever we reach out. And last but not least, a big shout out to Mike May, who first came to EHC as a camper in the 60s and then returned as a counselor and assistant director in the 70s. But more importantly, Mike continues to show the world that a blind person can be a downhill skier, the CEO of a company, the leader of a rock and roll band, and so much more. So Mike, you're an inspiration to all of us. And I'd like to close with just a quick message. May Enchanted Hills Camp and the Lighthouse for the Blind continue to shine brightly upon its community of campers, staff members, friends, and supporters. Long live EHC.